Imagine this. You enter a room where every glance holds a hidden calculation. Every smile conceals a silent maneuver. The air hums with unspoken power struggles, yet no one dares to name them. Here, the loudest voices win. Or so it seems. But what if the true master of influence wields no words at all? Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "Silence is worse." All truths that are kept silent become poisonous, yet in the shadows, the most potent truths thrive, unspoken, unseen. The paradox: those who talk the most often control the least. The quiet observer, the one who listens while others perform, holds the real power. Why do we mistake noise for strength? Why do we fear the silence that could make us invincible? The answer lies not in what you say, but in what you refuse to. The real battle isn't fought with words. It's waged in the unseen currents of perception. Society conditions us to believe that dominance comes from speech, that influence requires persuasion. But Nietzsche saw deeper. The most common form of human stupidity is forgetting what one is trying to do. Consider the peacock flaunting its feathers. Does it truly rule the forest or merely distract its prey? Human psychology follows the same trap. We mistake visibility for control, volume for authority. Carl Jung called this the inflation of the ego. The illusion that speaking louder makes you more real, yet history's most formidable minds, Schopenhauer, Sun Tzu, Lao Tzu, knew the truth. Silence is the arena of strategy. The more you reveal, the more others shape you. The less you say, the more they project onto you. Why? Because the human mind abhors emptiness. It fills silence with meaning, and in that void, you become whatever they fear or desire. The question is no longer what to say, but when to vanish into the quiet. Silence is not passive. It is the unseen blade that reshapes reality. Every word you surrender is a piece of yourself given away, a move in someone else's game. But the silent strategist, they force others to play blindfolded, stumbling through the dark of their own assumptions. Neurologically, the brain craves certainty. It will invent meaning where none exists. This is the narrative fallacy, the compulsion to explain, to fill the void with stories. And in that compulsion lies your power. The less you speak, the more others script their own defeat, projecting their insecurities onto your stillness. Culturally, we are trained to fear silence, to equate it with weakness, irrelevance, or guilt. But Nietzsche warned, "He who cannot obey himself will be commanded." The modern world drowns in noise, mistaking chatter for connection, oversharing for authenticity. Meanwhile, the truly powerful say nothing, because they know. Control is not seized, but surrendered by those who talk too much. The trap is clear. The more you explain, the smaller you become. So why do we keep talking? The escape begins with a single radical act. Stop feeding the machine of reaction. Nietzsche's will to power was never about domination. It was about sovereignty. The moment you withhold words, you reclaim territory. The moment you resist the urge to explain, you become ungovernable. History's most formidable operators mastered this. Sun Tzu waged wars without battles. Kafka wrote in riddles that outlived empires. The Stoics cultivated indifference as armor. Their weapon? Strategic absence. When you refuse to perform, others are forced to reveal themselves, their motives, their fears, their desperation for your attention. This is the art of negative space, winning by subtraction. Let them monologue while you observe. Let them demand answers while you offer silence. The imbalance unsettles them. Their need for validation becomes their leash. As Schopenhauer noted, the more you save yourself, the more you destroy them. The rebellion is silent. And in that silence they lose, because you are no longer playing their game. Next, the ultimate truth, why this changes everything. Here is the silent revolution, the one that redefines existence. Power does not speak. It is spoken about. Nietzsche's Bermensch was not a tyrant roaring commands, but a storm barely noticed until everything else had already shifted. The deepest truths are not declared. They are discovered too late, like footprints leading back to an empty throne. When you master silence, you don't just outsmart others. You dissolve the very arena where they compete. This is the paradox. The less you say, the more you are. Not as an image they craft, but as a force they feel in their bones. Your absence becomes the mirror where they see their own hunger for meaning. Your silence becomes the void where their certainties collapse. So let them talk. Let them scramble to fill the quiet with their noise. You will have already won. Not by conquering, but by refusing to exist on their terms. Now, go silent and watch the world lean in to listen.